Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the Fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.
Guys, welcome back to another beer review. It is Tuesday. It is Treehouse Tuesday. I am stoked on this beer. Tonight we're checking out Tornado. It's funny, there's a killer bar in San Diego called Tornado, and every time I look at this can I want to call it Tornado, but it's Tornado, as in the storm tornado. Story behind this beer, if I remember it correctly, the guys were brewing a test batch. This was when they were still brewing out of the barn, I think, or they called it the garage. They were brewing a test batch of beer in 2011, and a tornado like ripped through Western Massachusetts and like wreaked havoc. And I guess it only missed them. I don't remember if they were in Brimfield, I think it was called. It only missed them by like half a mile. So I guess the beer ended up turning out really, really awesome. And they named it Tornado, like after the storm that hit. So I think it was a pretty regular offering for a while, and then it didn't get brewed again for a bit. And I think they brewed it last in like 2014. I'm not 100% sure on that, but they finally brewed it again and canned it. And this label is sweet. I actually thought this was King Julius when they first brewed it, and then I realized the label was a little bit different. I was like, oh wow, it's a new beer, or a new canning. Tornado is a 5.4% alcohol by volume American pale ale. They haven't canned a whole lot of pale ales. We did Lights On, which was one of my favorite pale ales, probably my favorite pale ale. And they did Curiosity 24, which is a pale ale. But everything else has been, as far as hoppy beers has been IPAs and double IPAs. So super, super stoked on this one. I love me some hoppy pale ales, and it's Treehouse. So I'm expecting some awesome things. This was canned on March 10th. Today's the 15th, so it's 5 days old. I usually don't drink Treehouse beers this fresh, but I've never had this beer before, so I just got it yesterday, courtesy of my man Leo. Thank you so much, bro, for sending this. And wanted to get a review up of it. I'm getting ready to go out of town for a little bit, so I won't be doing any reviews at the house. I actually am going to be meeting my bro, Mr. Nathan Ryerson from Behind the Bar. We're meeting up in Nevada, so we might be doing some more beer reviews. I don't know if it's going to be on his channel or my channel or what's going on, but really looking forward. I always have a good time when I see him, and we always seem to drink awesome beer, so hopefully that's going to continue. But yeah, let's get into this one. They had put when they canned this and it was on for growler fills, they had descriptions and they were talking about it, but it's gone now, so I don't know exactly what this is hopped with, and I'm not sure what it's supposed to taste like. So it's always fun to go into these kind of blind. Again, I've never had this beer, but I've heard really good things, so let's go ahead and check it out. I can smell it already. Yeah, it pours like tangerine juice. It's funny because we just did that Hoof-Hearted beer that looked like I had said it looked like when the dude in American Pie blew his load in a glass and Stifler drank it. This is much different looking than that. That was like a muddy, yellowy, disgusting looking color. This is an awesome like tangerine juice looking color. There was about a finger of Bright Whitehead when we poured that. It's hanging around. It's just super pillowy, really fluffy, super tight white bubbles. Obviously 5%, 5.4%, there's no alcohol legs to speak of, but it looks absolutely amazing in the glass. So I could smell that as soon as I opened it. So let's go ahead and shove our nose in it. Oh, jeez. It's sweet. It's like tangerine juice. It's tangerines. It sort of reminds me of Lights On, but it's much more mellow. It's not as pungent. But yeah, it's like tangerines, it's oranges, it's citrus. But then there's like that, it's like mango, papaya. It's just it's the typical nose that you get with hoppy Treehouse beers. They all, I don't want to say that they all smell the same, but they all have this awesome, just soft, delicate juice aroma. There is for this beer a more noticeable like kind of malt backbone. Maybe that's the sweetness that I'm smelling. It's like sweet kind of bready malts. But yeah, it's like overripe like tangerines. There's a cool little, like that tiny bit of like herbaceous note underneath all that citrus. It's like that harsh kind of green hop matter. I say this all the time, but I always call it basil. But it's definitely there. I mean, for a 5% beer, this smells stupid. It smells delicious. So I'm ready to dig in. Leo, thank you so much, sir. Cheers. Happy Treehouse Tuesday. Wow, that's actually really mellow on the palate. It's weird that I brought this up in the appearance, but this kind of reminds me of Everybody Wants Some Citra. That beer was super pungent on the nose, and it kind of didn't follow. I mean, it's still good, like on the taste. This is sort of like that. It's very, very aromatic, but it doesn't quite follow that total juice nose that it has. But still, flavorful as shit. It's so good. It's that tangerine, like overripe tangerine, oranges. There's a little bit of grapefruit. That kind of harsh, like green hop matter that we were smelling on the nose. It's there. It's just underneath all that citrus and like fruit juice that you're tasting. This beer is not like, it's so balanced. It's not bitter. There's a touch of bitterness that's just kind of sitting on my tongue, but it just flies right away. It is a little sweet on the back end, and again, it might be like that bready kind of malty thing that we were smelling. It's definitely not like that total juice bomb of a beer. This is actually different from Lights On, and it's different from Curiosity 24. But still, just super crushable. I mean, 5.5%, this would be a perfect summertime beer. You could just sit in the hot weather and just absolutely slay these things, and you'd feel very, very good doing it. But yeah, it's just not as explosively juicy on the palate as it is on the nose. But it's a 5.4% beer. Like, you're not going to get that crazy like just wave of juice like you're used to with their hoppier beers. But I mean, as far as pale ale goes, I mean, it's one of the best. They do all of their styles so awesome, and this is no exception. This is absolutely phenomenal. And as far as like pale ales go, it's one of the best pale ales I've ever had. I mean, I'm a huge fan. Lights On is probably my favorite pale ale. 4 Point from Trillium. I absolutely love that beer. I think I had Galaxy Dry Hop 4.2, which was amazing. As far as West Coast beer goes, like 394, one of my favorite pale ales. That's always in my fridge. I drink that all the time. But when you think about like Sierra Nevada Pale Ale and like where that beer was back whenever it started in the 80s or whatever to where we're at now, it's insane. Like, just the evolution of pale ales and these juice bombs that they're making now. It's crazy. It's funny because I had Zombie Dust. I reviewed Zombie Dust when I first started doing beer reviews, and when I had that beer, it kind of blew my mind. But I had it like a month or so ago, and I just was not impressed with it anymore, and I don't know what it was. It just seemed like a harsh, kind of malty, like bitter, just not what I look for in hoppy beers anymore. I mean, it was all right, but I think I gave that beer like an A+, which would be like a 99 or 100. That beer's like probably like a 90 to me these days. I was really, really let down when I had Zombie Dust again. I don't know if it was an older bottle. I can't remember, but I had it and I just wasn't like super, super impressed with it. But like I said, Lights On, 4 Point, 394. Pseudo Sue, the last bottle of Pseudo Sue that I had was amazing. All those beers are just head and shoulders over what pale ales used to be. So I love this. This is really, really good. Nothing that you're gonna like lose your mind over, but still an awesome, awesome pale ale. It's a solid A. I'd go like, it's Lights On, it's 4 Point, it's this. Like, I can't remember what I gave Lights On. 4 Point was like almost 100 for me. This is like a 97. Just like right at that. I mean, it's like top 3 pale ales I've ever had, so it's got to be like in the world class range for me. So yeah, I'm gonna go 97 on this one. Awesome, awesome stuff from Treehouse. It is Tornado. If you guys have had it, leave a comment below and let me know what you think. If you got your hands on some cans, I mean, I would say this is really, really fresh, and it's not like explosive on your palate. I don't know if sitting on these for a couple weeks is gonna do anything. I always love sitting on Treehouse beers for a couple weeks, but kind of curious to see what happens. But yeah, awesome, awesome stuff. Super, super drinkable. It's like I was drinking orange juice. I have like that orange juice aftertaste in my mouth right now. So awesome, awesome stuff. So yeah, that's it. I'm out of here, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the views so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.